Flight Lieutenant Des Hales. This is his first season with the Roulettes. And next to him is Roulette 4, Flight Lieutenant Alistair Berman, also in his first season. In aircraft number 6 is Roulette number 5, Flight Lieutenant Jonathan Morgan. He's also the deputy leader and the leader of the Synchro pair. This is his 5th season with the Roulettes. And right down the end we have Flight Lieutenant Andrew Robinson, Roulette number 6, and he's in his 4th season with the team. So the guys are strapping in now. They'll do a roulette start. As you'll see, they will start their engines in sync all at the same time, and then they'll depart to do a quick warm-up before they're coming overhead at past. So I'll start talking. And here they come overhead in the eagle formation. What you'll notice is most of the formations we use are named after what it is, the symbol of the object. In this flying. As they come around from the right hand side now, ladies and gents, they will transition into what we call leader's benefit. In this formation, each of the wingmen are flying a very difficult line abreast formation in one single line behind the leader for his benefit. During the line abreast formation, the wingmen are having to turn their heads 90 degrees left and right to maintain their position. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the Synchro pair, Roulettes number 5 and 6, have split from the formation to the left and right of us as they come in for the half lazies. At the completion of this, Roulette 5 and 6 will be coming head to head at a closing speed of just over 800 kilometres an hour. And at the last second, they will visually identify each other and turn to miss. As they now turn into our next. And as Roulette 1 to 4 depart us again now to our right hand side, Roulettes 5 and 6 coming in for the roulette mirror. There is no trickery here, ladies and gentlemen. Roulette 5 is flying inverted directly above roulette number 6 by just a couple of metres. Unlike other teams around the world that may offset, because you can.
Just like the mirror.
Stay put.
And at the conclusion of this manoeuvre, the guys get to have a bit of fun and a bit of a tail chase to try and catch the one in front of them.
And it does not have fashion.
A wave as he comes in overhead.
He did it right.
So in the Roulettes, ladies and gentlemen, we do 2 display seasons each year. 6 months now for their final vertical manoeuvre, ladies and gentlemen, the Delta Loop. And at the conclusion of this manoeuvre, ladies and gentlemen, will be the grand finale, the bomber. So have those cameras at the ready.
Spots on the lead aeroplane, or the aeroplane that we're following, and that's how we're able to judge our position. The tricky bit from there, which we teach boys and girls on pilot's course, is how to maintain your aeroplane in the same relative position to the leader or the aircraft that you're following. So that gets a little bit tricky, and we won't go into that right now, but I encourage you, if you're ever interested in flying and you have a chance to see some formation flying, it's certainly a really enjoyable and rewarding experience. Great question, thanks little fella. Who's next? We'll go down this way. Yes, little lady. How do we go upside down? Any guesses? Up the back? Safety gear to keep us, yeah, we certainly do. We've got a very sturdy harness that straps us into the seat, and it's then just a matter of using the ailerons on the aeroplane to roll it upside down. It's a little bit like hanging from the monkey bars by your legs. It feels very similar too. All the blood rushes up to your head, and it is a little bit scary the first time, and after that it's good fun. Alright, great question. Who's next? Go ahead. Missed that, sorry, something about the Hercules? Is it named after the Hercules beetle? I might refer that to one of our Hercules pilots as it takes off. What's the Hercules named after, other than Hercules? There's some Greek mythology there that you might make it too hard, but we'll try our best to answer them. So I'll hand you over to Roulette 2, Chucky Manning, who'll tell you a little bit about our PC-9 aircraft. Thank you. Hello everybody.
Yes.
Who liked the show? Yeah, that's good. Behind me you'll see the PC-9 aircraft. This is the Air Force's training aircraft. So as the squadron leader said, we're all flying instructors, so if you came to learn how to fly, you'd learn how to fly in one of these aircraft. And all the things that we were doing are the things we teach people on pilot's course. So you'd be doing loops and barrel rolls and all that sort of thing. So it's a fun little aeroplane to fly in. You can probably notice it's got two seats, one in the front, one in the back. Today we were in the front, but normally the instructor would sit in the back seat and we'd have a student in the front seat. So they've got a good view and they can see where they're going. The aircraft itself flies at up to 320 knots, which is just a little shy of 600k an hour. We weren't doing that today. We were down around the 200 to 250 knots, so around the 450 kilometre an hour mark for a lot of the stuff we were doing. It can also pull up to 7G. We tend to get up to sort of between 4, 5 or 6G. And the guys will tell you a little bit about what effect that has on your body, but it hurts. And that's why we're sweating so much. You also sit under a big perspex canopy, which is like being in a glass house, and these aircraft are made in Switzerland. They don't need good air conditioning in Switzerland, so it does get warm in there. But it's a good little fun aeroplane to fly, and a good aeroplane to learn on. It also comes with ejection seats, so if we get into trouble, we can pull a handle between our legs and the seat will shoot us out the top of the aircraft, and in the top of the seat is a parachute so we can come down safely. So did anybody see the helicopter arrive earlier? Yeah, it's probably going to leave shortly. They're there to pick us up if we happen to jump out. So fortunately we didn't have to do that today. Anyway, that's probably enough about the aeroplane. I'll hand over to Des, who's going to tell you a little bit about the equipment we wear and what it's for.
Thanks, Chuck. G'day everybody, my name's Des. I hail from WA. We've got any other WA people here apart from my mum and dad? No, that looks like it's it. Alright, I've hired a professional model today. We've got Ash, who's going to show us some of the safety equipment we have on the aircraft. So we're going to start here with this red thing. Can any of the little people in the front here yell out what it is?
Helmet.
That's right, that's our helmet. And on the back there we've got some pretty stars to make sure we grab the right one, and our numbers. That makes sure we grab the right one, it fits our head. So on our helmet there, we've got a couple of visors. We've got a dark one for obviously days like this, and we've got the light, clear one for those Victorian days that are common around here. On the front, can anybody yell out what we've got on the front of the mask? An oxygen mask, and that's so we can fly up in the flight level. So we do get up around flight level 200, and we need that supplemental oxygen. All right, thanks Ash. Time for the G suit, I think.
So that's what he used to fly with.
All right, boys and girls. So Ash here has got the G suit, and he's just putting it on. Now, can anyone yell out why we might wear a G suit? That's right, to help us with the G's. So Ash is there putting the leg parts on, and the idea for that is so that we can strain against that and help keep the blood up towards our head. So when you're sitting on a swing in the playground, when you get towards the bottom there, you can feel all the blood rushing to your feet. It's the same with us when we're swooping around the sky. So we've got to try and keep that blood up so it's there to help us strain against it. Thank you, Ash. Time for your next bit of skip, mate. All right, boys and girls, what we got here is our secumar, and in the top part of it, we've actually got a life jacket. So if we need to eject, so if we had an unlucky incident today, we needed to go out over the water there, Ash there has got a life jacket around his neck. Also, he's got a little yellow cord there he can pull, and that'll pop the life jacket out. But if he does that right now, he'll be in a lot of trouble. And he's also got a little GPS unit down around his waist to help people find him if he has any trouble. Well, thank you very much for that, Ash. Has anybody got any questions?
I do see him.
No? All right, I'm going to pass over to Roulette 4, Buff.
G'day everyone, I'm Flight Lieutenant Alistair Berryman with my own cheer squad by the sound of things. Yeah, I come from Launceston, Tasmania, and joined the Air Force back in 2002. And back then I didn't really know how I was going to go about becoming a pilot in the Air Force. So I did a little bit of research, and I thought I'd tell you about that sort of path now. So, if any of you, both small children or even adults, if you've got any interest in joining the Defence Force, I can encourage you to go to our website. It's quite informative, defencejobs.gov.au, or you can actually make a phone call to 13 1901 and they can steer you through. So here we have our guys. Obviously the blue suits just flew the display, but in the red suits we also have our maintenance team. So there is a job for everyone in the Defence Force, and I can thoroughly encourage you to take that path. To give you an idea, pilot training in the Air Force takes about 18 months to 2 years, and from that you'll immediately go onto an operational aircraft type such as C-17, P-3 Orion, Hercules or fast jet. From that particular time, you've got basically 4 or 5 years of operating that aircraft, and at the moment we're operating those aircraft all around the world, and it's a fantastic career opportunity, and I would encourage anyone to consider that as a path. I'll pass over now to Flight Lieutenant Morgan if anyone has any questions.
Thanks very much, Buff. Well, rather than us talk all day, we'll take some questions from the floor. So hands up if you've got any questions that you've been dying to ask the team, either the pilots or the maintenance guys, and we'll see if we can't answer them for you. So who's going to go first? In the front here.
Sean. Yeah. Turn it off.